San Francisco are looking to avenge their only loss from a couple weeks ago when Portland had always stuck in the game and had a great comeback with a fantastic defensive layout by Meinershagen, and then went on to win the game 19-17 or 19-18, I believe.
And a tough part of the schedule for the MLU is that each team must play one weekend where they play both days, and that's this weekend for Portland. They played yesterday. Seattle, they lost 24-12. They kind of got shellacked, so had to get on a plane immediately after the game, fly down here, prepare for this game. So they could be tired. They also could be anxious to, get a win over the weekend.
Yeah, this will truly be a test of their character. When you lose a game, obviously you certainly want to win the next game, but when you lose it in the manner they did last night, they're going to want to come out here and really show them that they're a good team.
Right.
They were the first game they played, the first game of the season actually against San Francisco was a definitive win for San Francisco, but Portland certainly carried themselves really well, especially in that first half, and then they won a couple weeks ago. So they want to prove that they really belong and that they can really make an impact. On San Francisco's end, though, they I think with yesterday's result, their magic number is 1
to get into the playoffs. Yes, that's correct.
And they'll be jockeying, with Seattle for the first place. But they're looking to just put things to bed early.
Right.
Talking to Coach Safdie earlier, he said that that they were really in control of that game up in Portland.
Mm-hmm.
Most of the game, for just about all of it, they were in control, but they could never pull away. And Portland did a great job of just hanging in there, and then at the right opportune time made some great plays, coupled with a few miscues by San Francisco, and they came and took it. So Safdie's going to look to get the players really going from the beginning.
And we certainly saw that last week 2 weeks ago against Vancouver when they came out and they got up early and they just kept going up, and that game ended up winning by over 10 points. So good response to Safdie's strategy there is to not let these teams hang in the game and just to come out and keep pushing hard. Like start strong. They've been a good second half team. Sometimes not playing so great in the first half and playing stronger in the second half, but coming out and playing from second one to at the end of the 40 minutes and just playing a full-on strong game all the way through.
Definitely, and so the game is about to get underway. Portland are going to start off on defense. San Francisco have their usual offense out there. There's a couple notes on the players. Brammer and Hagen have been promoted to full-time members, which is great. Great for them.
That is great.
It's a dedication, a lot of hard work on their part, and filling in when they've been injuries and playing very well. So congratulations to both of them. A couple injury notes. Travis is out. Him and Boucher are late injury casualties, as well as slightly long-term injuries to Dahlman and Rasmussen, who both had injuries. Dahlman had a bit of a concussion up in Portland a couple weeks ago. Gary Dixon is also out, as well as Hansel and Kanner.
Man, we have the pull.
It's brought down by Jeffrey to Joy, who shows it slightly over Kittredge's head, and it's immediately caught by Meinershagen, who had a great D 2 weeks ago. Friedman jacks it up there, and Schlag comes back down with the D and gets it. And
just like that. Just hold it like this.
Jeffrey has the disc. He throws it to Kim. Pretty patient offense here from San Francisco. Joey gets it on the reset. Throws to Taylor. Taylor immediately jacks it straight. He's got Jeffrey going, and a nice, easy catch for Jeffrey. San Francisco's end zone offense has been actually very good.
Very good.
And so what they're really going to look to do is really clamp down on the defense from the get-go. Get down there in a hurry, put on a really good mark, maybe a double team, and just try to stop Portland doing their thing of just looking for number 13 Timmy Preston, who is leading the league in scoring, I believe.
Yes.
And so he's certainly their danger man, and I think the Dogfish definitely have the personnel to keep him in check. And I think most of that burden will go to players such as Brammer and Cochran, who are really going to have their work cut out for them.
Brammer is out there right now.
And he is on Preston. Bjorklund with the disc. To Meyer. Laurie. Laurie up the line there to Friedman. Friedman already puts it out. Bremer. Great D. Oh, and a second. Bremer did a nice job of fronting person there. The throw wasn't that good. Sort of floated in the wind. Bremer just gently tapped it, but as the old saying goes, always catch your Ds.
Catch it, yes. Throwing it right into Bremer country down there.
Oh, and Kawaroka tries a big huck, but number 73 there.
I read that very well. Knew that he was going to do that. Good D.
Yeah, it was great D. Put his real body into that. Actually had to hurt. Strout with the disc. Oh, and the wind is going to have an effect. He throws a nice swing there to number 31, Jeremy Meyer, but unfortunately Meyer couldn't keep it. Green with the disc in the middle of the field. Throws it to Wynn. Wynn has Bayless. Bayless is going deep. Hagen has the disc in the center of the pitch. And a foul's called.
10 yards foul, walking it up.
Oh. In the beginning of the season, it was only a 5-yard foul, but 5 yards for each foul. But 10 yards now really makes a big difference. Hagen out there to Kawaroka. Kawaroka to Wynn. Wynn makes an acrobatic catch. He's looking like she's guarded by Cody Bjorklund. Wynn puts it out, but a little bit too far out there for Abram, who had a tough, never was really going to get that disc.
No. And he was getting down to the end of the stall count there. Had to get rid of it.
Yep. Stall count only being 7.
That's right.
Compared to regular Ultimate Rules, which has 10. MLU has a stall count of 7.
Oh.
And a travel called.
Interesting. That is a turnover.
Yep.
Travel call.
Timmy Purston. But I mean, slow start to his game. Already just got D'd and a travel call right down in the end zone area for Dogfish, where they've typically been quite effective.
Oh. Oh, wow.
Abram to Kawoka.
Oh, interesting.
Looks like tried to step in there, but was just out of the end zone line. But he finds Abram. Little 1-2 with those guys.
Wish I could see a replay on that. It did look like he jumped in, but
well, the referee's called him out.
And the referee was right there. Certainly a better vantage point than we have up here in the booth.
Yep.
Wind right now looks like it's going as you're looking at the screen.
Usually our wind gauge is Kawoka's hair. Unfortunately,
he's not out there. You can look at the trees up.
Yeah, that
right
helps.
There. Looks like it's going from west to east-ish.
And Joy's pulling the disc. It's a nice roller
there.
there.
Look at
this
that
will win. I think that's going to be a very effective throw. But that's certainly a gauge to see what kind of hucking we're going to have. And actually a testament to Taylor's huck earlier, which was a nice flat huck. Before.
And that was to nobody.
There was a bit of miscommunication there from Hancock looking for his receiver who was going deep instead of cutting back in. Joy at the disc, about 10 yards out of the end zone. And a great grab there by Devin Anderson.
Yes, called a catch. Wow. Hard to see from where we were standing if he was able to get that. The fans got a great look at that catch. He was able to pull it in, just a skimmer a few inches off the ground.
So, Friedman with the disc. Friedman back again. He's going to be there. Him and Stroud are going to be their main handlers. Bjorklund's got the disc, not afraid to throw it deep. Finds Stroud. Hancock. Oh, sorry, that's Johnson. Oh, nice little inside out there by Johnson.
Nice
Sam Donaldson playing great D.
Uh-oh.
Oh, misread there by Pollard, and Bjorklund has an easy catch. It's a bit of a dangerous huck. Jeremy Meyer with the frisbee, being double-teamed, which is legal in MLU. Will Chan for San Francisco, closely guarding his player.
Nice catch.
And Portland finally score with a great layout there by Bjorklund. There was a bit of a franticness to their point, but it really worked for them, I think.
It did work, yes. Energy. They had a little energy there, and they, I think, caught San Francisco off guard a little bit.
Stags pull the disc, number 42, Ben Laurie. Or Laurie, sorry. And that was a great pull there. Skirts around, but rolls just out of bounds. Jeffrey to pick it up. Oh, he's going to leave that job to Joy. Joy, a very skilled handler.
Yes.
A calming presence. Him and Kawoka and Schlag really do a great job of just, whether it be on offense or defense, of just calming things down, looking for the smart play, getting everything moving. It's such an important part to, not be frantic and take your time and make the right throw when you're in those situations.
Essential for any team to have a player like that.
A lot of options here. Finds Taylor in the middle of the pitch to Devin Anderson. Another one of those just players you can trust to always do the right thing. Joy to Kittredge. Looking back for Joy. Finds Schlag. Nice bid there by Al Salam. Taylor to Joy. Joy's about 20 yards out of his end zone. Finds Kittredge, Kittredge is such a fantastic athlete, and everyone's very wary of the fact that he might go deep, that he's always got the under open anytime he wants it.
Oh,
but then
wow.
Taylor tries to find him, but a nice D there by Minor Shagan, who read that perfectly.
Perfect read on that.
But that looked really nice there by San Francisco. They worked it up, 10-yard throws, went for the open throw immediately, didn't let Portland set their D. Joy immediately just snatched that disc out of his hands and then throws to Kittredge for a fantastic score.
Just as you called it, Sean, a minute ago, so dangerous near the end zone. Bo Kittredge using his lanky long frame to pull that disc down.
And that was a run-of-the-mill sort of type of throw, but the wind really picked it up.
Yes.
That wind is going to have to send it sky high before it gets out of Kittredge's reach. That was a fantastic grab on his part.
And what could be difficult to see from a distance is that the wind can, sometimes it can pull the disc, really high in the air and take it downfield, but it can also make a very subtle movement to the disc right as you're about to catch it, and that can make the catch very difficult.
Cat-like reflex is very important.
That's right, and many of these players wearing friction gloves. Catch that disc. Exactly. I got a pair myself.
Yeah,
I did.
How is throwing with the friction gloves?
Takes a little getting used to because it has a really strong grip. So you just have to change a subtle change to the way that you throw it. But once you get used to it, it's good. Sometimes I just wear one on my catching hand and not on my throwing hand. But
shouldn't you be catching with two hands?
Well, I'm a daredevil. Sean,
there you go.
Kids at home catch with two hands.
Well, the disc skirts around the end zone. Meyer to King.
Ooh.
And it's,
catch it.
San Francisco's put on a sort of a flat cup zone here with Fair, and really just sort of...
Have not seen much of this.
No, but he's doing a great job of... they just broke it through the middle there, but he's not really allowing any options. This is a tough zone to break out, especially with this sort of wind. And Portland really just have to swing it back and forth. And
there it is.
There you go.
That's what the zone does. Forces a lot of throws, and with this wind, one of them can go. It was a good choice to throw number 11 there, but just sailed away.
There you go.
Dogfish take over.
Number 80, Kevin Smith, picks up the frisbee with the disc. Has Will Chen. Oh, the wind is just...
And... exactly as they drew it up, Sean.
That pretty much went about over everyone's head, but Sam Donaldson with the perseverance and the...
good eye, hang in there.
Yeah, and just a little bit of luck. Kevin Smith was trying to just do a simple 10-yard swing, and it ended up being a 30-yard score.
And he was the fourth choice as receiver on that throw.
Yeah.
And that worked out. 5-1 now, Dogfish with 3:41 left to go in the first quarter. Ooh, look at the wind just take that.
I think San Francisco also...
Not even a half field.
They have, their magic number is 1, so one would assume they'd probably make the playoffs, but they probably want to stay on top, because Seattle is certainly going to be their likely opponent in the playoffs, and they are a very good team. So I think point differential will also make a difference.
Yeah, and just momentum, just playing strong every game.
Salam with a great catch, and that's a big hammer.
That hammer! Wow, beautiful hammer
to an open Benjamin McGinn. Salam there really just needed to put it out in an open space, but he put some zip on that hammer, didn't want the wind to take over, and that was a nice grab there, and that's 5-2 Dogfish.
Oh, nice pull.
Pull by the Stags. Schlag brings it down. Immediately throws to Pollard. Pollard has Drew Kim going deep. Holds it in. Looks back.
Haven't seen much from Kim so far this game.
Oh, and a little bit of miscommunication there by Pollard. Right behind Schlag. Salam picks up the disc. And throws it to Friedman. Friedman closely guarded by Bremer. Salam right on the edge of the zone. doesn't have too many options. Has to throw a big floaty throw.
Oh, not in.
Minus Hagen. The frisbee was out of bounds. Came back. Was in the end zone. Came back out. He grabbed it right over Jeffrey head, and score by Portland. That's this is what this Dogfish have to be careful about. Not letting the Stags back in the game.
Exactly. 2 quick scores there by Portland to make it 5-3 now, with just under 3 minutes to go in the first quarter. What's that lineup we see right now for San Francisco?
This is certainly a strong lineup there. You have Joy, Taylor, Jeffrey, Anderson, Kim, Kittredge, and Schlag. So this is a good mix of some very strong, tall, athletic receivers, as well as some very skilled handlers who can either work the disc between themselves or jack it should they need be. But with this win, it's going to be a little tough. Taylor with the frisbee to Joy. Joy looking deep, has a wide open Kittredge or Kim. They both decide to back off.
Play a little catch.
Yeah. Kittredge has time. Throws to Joy. Joy to Kim. Kim has a nice easy throw to Kittredge, and that was a clinical, simple score for San Francisco.
By the numbers right there, just working it up the line.
But the Stags play almost like a sort of a traditional ultimate game. They don't necessarily use the double team or some of the other sort of slight rule changes.
Right, very old school, if you will,
for young players. But a great D there great D attempt there by Abram, who laid up. But Friedman made a
nice mark,
a nice grab. Johnson.
Oh!
And Russ Wynn, one of the premier defenders at MLU, just reads that perfectly and just
knew he was going to take the
down.
hit, and he made the great D.
Greenwood with the frisbee to Win. Win his options. Closely guarded. Finds Abram at the dump. Seems to be a timeout there, I believe. It's a minute and 40 seconds. Actually, a lot of time.
A lot of time. Don't usually see timeouts this early at the end of a quarter. They're often called with the last 20 seconds to go. But Safdie gathering his players up for a offensive push here.
I certainly think he wants to put on his best offensive line. This
good point.
To go up a 4-point lead at the end of the first period would really really help and try to get something else. But this is a very important score for them.
Exactly.
Joy is going to pick up the frisbee. He has more of a horizontal stack here. Has Kittredge straight up the line and Nick Schlag as his dump. Taylor. And puts a little bit of a bladey throw there, and I think the end of a disc is a little different than what they're used to, and I think that in this case it's really very true. So maybe if he'd flattened it out a bit, it would have been an easier throw for Schlag to catch.
But certainly the wind affecting that.
Great grab there by McGinn.
You see a double team.
Who throws a hammery blade to number 42, Ben Laurie. There's Norden. San Francisco has a really good downfield D. And right now they're with no options downfield. They had to make a hasty dump throw, and Kittredge was right on his man and
certainly
forced that turnover.
Catchable disc though.
Definitely, but when you have Kittredge breathing down your neck, you do need to. It's very hard to.
Everything becomes more difficult, and there he is for his third score of the game to put the Dogfish up 7-4.
Kittredge has had rather a quiet season by his standards.
Really
I think
has.
for this, not to say that he hasn't been playing well, but he hasn't been the dominating force that he has been in the last few years at USA Ultimate. But he's certainly showing that he can. He can do anything. If you're going to just cover him deep the whole time, he'll come in. He has a good set of throws. He knows what he can and cannot do, and when it comes to a track race, there's no one beating him. He is a speedster for sure. And maybe you're right about Kittredge there, who's on again for this point, as is Taylor. And Hagen and Kawaoka, Anderson, Bayless, and Joy. Strout to Johnson, to Bjorklund. Bjorklund's at the center of the pitch, closely guarded there by Bayless, who forces him to dump it. Stroud with a big flick.
Oh.
Just out of bounds. Oh, actually, that's just beyond the reach of Person, who's maybe chatting with the ref there. Feels like he's been being pushed, but
it was a good look. Stroud, nice.
It was a good look. But Person is their danger man going deep. Who's leading the league in points. Kawoka odds with a big.
Oh. And that's the end of the quarter right there.
And I think Kawoka was just trying to get, making sure that Portland didn't score. And
exactly.
Sent it up there. But a great stop by the Dogfish.
Came out strong, came out aggressive, high energy, and not letting up. Good defense as well. Just
their downfield D is really very impressive.
Really impressive to watch.
They're not giving the Portland handlers much upfield. Portland have to rely on the quick give and goes, the dumps and swings, and it's very hard. This is a very wide pitch, so you have a lot of room. But in this sort of weather or this sort of wind, getting that disc across the pitch with one throw, as you've seen a couple times, that disc will sail.
Right.
So what will Portland have to do differently?
Well, I think that's a good question. They need to control the disc. They need to, reel those passes in and just be. I don't know. Maybe they need to take some chances with some hucks. When they're going downwind, maybe.
Certainly to keep the San Francisco defense honest. I think San Francisco's done a good job of really sort of limiting Timmy Person's opportunities. But Eli Freeman, number 7, as well as Stroud, are really going to have to do their best to try and find their main handlers, and they're going to have to, really look for their opportunities.
That was a penalty there, allowing Portland to take it up to half field.
And Portland brings down a floaty disc.
I believe it was delay a game.
And then fouled by Hagen. Portland, big huck there.
Just as we called
looking for Friedman, guarded by Wynn and Abram.
Ouch.
And that was always going to be Wynn's disc. Premier defender.
Oh, wow.
Cochran with a great put out there to Bayless.
Throw.
Bayless has lots of time, finds Hagen. Greenwood slips in the end zone. Very acrobatic and graceful slip, but slips nonetheless. Hagen looking for Abram.
Oh, I think that was a stall.
A stall.
Turnover.
He really didn't have much. And
nothing really. I think San Francisco exhausted themselves running down to get to that disc. And
King finds Laurie. Laurie with a
nice
lady throw.
catch.
Great athleticism there by Bjorklund. Friedman. Some nice shiny blue cleats there. That's one of the few things we can see from up here. And he puts that disc out to space.
Oh, wow!
Great athletic up there by Laurie.
Beautiful catch. Whoop. Yeah.
And rather crazy wild point there when the wind. Oh, was that a score or?
I think that it might be a spirit call. I'm not sure what's going on.
Portland's certainly not letting go of the disc, and that is a score. Oh, seems to be some confusion. Everybody confused, and Portland finally celebrating, so that must mean a score.
Yes.
But what a interesting turn of events. Freeman really puts the disc out to an open space. Really didn't look like there was a chance anyone could get it, but Laurie certainly has some wheels. Went out there and fantastic grab.
Amazing catch. You can see the fans responding, cheering on a great catch, not by their team, but just a great catch and a great ultimate, and everyone loves to see that.
Yeah. And then there was a bit of a floaty throw in the end zone. I think Dogfish is assumed to be a simple score because Bjorklund was wide open.
They didn't stay with it.
They didn't stay with it.
Let's see what they can do with the disc now.
Jeffrey to Joy. To Taylor. Taylor came wide open on the sideline, but Salam putting on a good mark. Joy to Anderson. Anderson to Kim. Kim to Anderson. Going right up the middle here.
Ooh.
Taylor.
Just on the goal line. And
Taylor to come.
Score.
That was great. Salam made a bit of an outrageous attempt. Figured Taylor might throw it there, but once he laid out, he just really took himself out of the play. Taylor had a wide open, no mark, could just easily find Kittredge for a simple score. And that's, I believe, 4 for Kittredge.
Wow.
Strout to King. San Francisco have put on their sort of loose, clammy zone here. It's just something that's going to really increase Portland's throws, and hopefully, the wind will do the rest. Johnson to King. The double team comes on as soon as they're on the sidelines. A very effective double team. This is the same type of defense that the Dogfish used when they're to get back in the game against Seattle when they were here a few weeks ago.
Right.
Sort of big line that really sort of just forces throws going across the field and nothing really downfield.
Nice catch.
Nice grab there by King.
Foul there.
Well, Chen, and a polite thank you to the referee there by King. He was maybe
team.
a little exasperated there, but the double team certainly is going to force the disc back, and then force throws like that, which are rather routine, but a little tough in this wind.
Exactly. Good point.
And a travel there. This is a second travel call in Person, who's really been kept quiet, not allowed to score, go up big or do what he does best, and maybe that sort of frustration is leading him to forget the stall count's only 7, and then traveling. Immediately, that was Smith, I believe. San Francisco give it right back, but they give it back down in the and the Wisconsin throws push off.
There it is. Grant right in for the score.
Very quick sequence of events there for those of you not being able to watch this live and just listening to it. That immediately San Francisco threw it away, but they put their D on immediately, and Portland just gave it right back because there was nothing upfield. They had to make a quick throw back.
Yep.
It's just beyond the reach of Friedman.
It's 9-4 now. Portland ahead with 6 minutes 20 seconds left in the second quarter.
Kawaka on Friedman.
Sorry, Sam.
Certainly a very windy day, as you can tell from his hair. And a floaty throw there by Friedman, and couldn't find the athletic Bjorklund. Anderson, great job there, FD. He's wide open right now up the line. Anderson to Taylor. Taylor with a flick huck to Kittredge.
Oh, my.
And what a throw by Taylor.
Kittredge, scoring machine today for the fans. It's his 5th score.
And those players, those two have played together for many years.
Right.
On club team or Revolver, as well as in Colorado with Johnny Bravo, and then in college at Mama Bird. Kevin Smith with the pull.
24 picking up.
Jeremy Norden to Laurie to Strout.
10.
San Francisco once again putting on their flat zone. The double team comes on with Farron. And that is, it's just a simple swing, but the wind kept it up and then threw it down. And
just forcing a lot of throws.
There's a lot of sort of unspoken great D. The downfield defenders are just not giving them anything. Farron is tirelessly running back and forth, and he's really helping create those turns because every time he's making them throw slightly further back and making that throw. The only option is a very long cross-field wind.
Oh, what a beautiful throw for the score!
And that was the gunslinger Kevin Smith, who just a quick zap right to Donaldson, and that was a great score there.
Great score to put the Dogfish up 11-4 over Portland with 5 minutes to go in the second quarter. And it's something that San Francisco has been doing really well today. Is just giving Portland nothing to do but swing it around.
Very, very true. Well, Coach Safdie must be happy with what's going on and conferring there with Coach Ruby. Kawoka on the disc. Wynn guarding Meyer. Johnson, Meyer, Bjorklund. Bjorklund's been I would say, Portland's best player, constantly giving his handlers options, staying back, catching scores. He's a tough guy to guard.
And he's been playing a lot of points today.
And Person,
that
looked like that could have been
catchable, but it just kept pushing. It kept sailing.
And Person maybe being treated in almost in a similar fashion to how our Dogfish opponents treat Kittredge. They're content with him getting the frisbee, getting the disc
inside, yeah,
and not necessarily, making sure that he isn't as dangerous. And Hagen has time to sit down and then get up again to catch the frisbee.
Recovery.
That's the sort of defense that Portland playing, but they make a little bit of a mistake there. Bjorklund's immediately double teamed, and he throws a big crossfield hammer. And that's Person with his first score of the game.
Nice hammer.
And you can't keep him unguarded all the time.
No.
You've got to figure that the leading scorer is going to score at some point. And great throw there by Bjorklund.
That pull not even making it to half field. That wind just slamming it down.
Jeffrey, a quick hammer there to Bremer.
Bremer hauls it in.
Bremer to Kim. That's a daisy cutter, and that works. And Kim
nice
to Ferry with a nice grab.
Yes.
And that was simplicity and clinical, but a little dodgy there. Some low throws. But Bremer, who's been elevated, as we mentioned before, to a full-time squad member. So congrats to him.
Farron celebrating a birthday last week on Memorial Day, I believe.
Yeah, it's the big 3-0, I believe.
Oh, my.
But certainly didn't show it on that play. Look at the young man's catch there.
The legs of a 20-year-old. The hairline of a 40-year-old.
Probably been given a celebratory birthday sandwich there from Grant, who has those
He's
sandwiches.
got 8 to spare, I think.
I'm sure his bag was full of deli meat as I happened to walk by it. It was surrounded by vermin, I believe. But yeah, Grant certainly knows how to keep himself in shape. He's not a spring chicken, but he plays like a young man and probably giving Farron the tricks. Hancock to Johnson. Stags playing with a little bit more of either renewed enthusiasm or they've sort of woken up from their flight, because they're certainly moving quick, and a strange bounce pass that went off the body of Hancock straight to Kyle Walker's grateful hands.
A huge huck.
Big huck there by Joy, who has Kittredge. Kittredge is probably not going to throw the score because I think he wants to score himself. But Kittredge is always there for the...
but playing smart, holstering it.
Yeah. To Devin Anderson. He's got Kittredge up the line. And Kittredge the score.
You called it, Sean. Kittredge with his 6th score of the game.
And these big leads, these big, not only does it sort of potentially demoralize Portland, but it also it makes their life easier. They don't have to really go all out.
Right.
Don't have to show their roster. Everyone gets to play, therefore their team gets rested, and because they got some big games coming up. So, Al Salam with the disc. And he's not afraid with a big flick, but right at Cochran. That's the one player you don't want to throw to, and that's Martin Cochran.
He is tall.
A stalwart of defense.
Look at him go.
Bayless has time, throws to win. Back to Cochran. Cochran about 25 yards out of the end zone on the sideline. Finds Abram. Abram to Greenwood, who
just... What a catch. Did the defender get a hand on that? Or
the defender might have gotten a hand on it, but certainly got his body in the way, and then Cochran with an uncharacteristic mistake there. But Greenwood is never really sure which hand he should grab it with, and makes that choice in air, because he's in the air for a very long time. And great defense there at Greenwood, yeah.
Jordan-esque.
He is.
Oh, and rewarded.
He's really like a flea, that Greenwood. Tiny guy, but he can jump about 5 times his size.
14-5 now.
2 minutes
San
left
Francisco ahead, yep.
Kittredge seemed to be taking a break. He's letting the rest of his teammates do some scoring at this point.
He looked into his crystal ball and he saw this was not going to be a scoring opportunity for him, so he'll be back out there in a minute.
Tyler Grant.
Look at that win, just wow.
Wow, even Tyler Grant's magical sandwiches can't do anything for his
I think there was a sandwich on the disc that time.
Donaldson on the Portland once again to Portland's rescue with a great grab. Finds Friedman. Freeman to Purston. Being great, well guarded by Cochran. Cochran, a very intelligent defender, not only intelligent and athletic. Is absolutely, if he is on you, you pretty much can say goodbye to your offensive game.
And a turnover there. Difficult throw. It looks like we have an injury there.
Oh, there's a
Portland
turnover,
player.
but number 31, Jeremy Meyer, seems to have
I think he landed on his hand on that one. Ouch.
landed or kicked in his hand. Hopefully he will be okay. He's being replaced by Sean Parker, Frisbee player, not the inventor of Napster.
He is really smarting from that injury. San Francisco takes over now.
Seems to be a little bit of confusion. Kevin Smith gets to shake the referee's hand. That seems a little dodgy, don't you think?
Interesting. Did he slip him a 20 there, or what's going on?
Who knows? Well, maybe not, because maybe it was a...
Oh, that might be a spirit call right there. I think it was.
It's a nice call there by Safdie. I think that there was the turnover, but...
Because of the injury.
Yes, but that's something that, even with referees, that the coaches still have the opportunity to maintain the spirit of the game that's so prevalent in USA Ultimate.
Oh, nice job. Wow.
And like I said, there's sort of it's almost it borders on a frantic playing, but it seems to really work for this Portland team. They're quick stuff. It doesn't always seem like it's well sort of the slow sort of methodical clinical play by San Francisco's sort of really the opposite of their play, but it seems to work for them. Their red zone offense is also very, very effective.
Right.
However, when it comes to working the disc up up the field, San Francisco's downfield D is just spectacular, and really sort of almost goes unheralded or uncredited because they're just doing their job. They are just a tight man, tough to beat. Anderson, always open, always safe with the disc. Kim.
Drew Kim, kind of a quiet day today for him. Oof, dangerous throw.
To Joy. Joy finds Schlag. To Taylor. Has Kim.
Oh,
but instead finds Kittredge because...
Beautiful throw.
And Kittredge back on the scoring charts.
7 scores for Kittredge with the minute to go. It's 15
But Taylor's
to 6.
also had a lot of assists. Between the two of them, I think they're responsible for at least maybe 80-75% of the scores.
I just want to mention, too, that we saw that spirit point, as we said, the referee, it was clearly a turnover. There was an injury. It was San Francisco disc, and they elected to give it back to Portland, which gave them the score. And so it's nice to see in this kind of, oh, my gosh, look at that wind. Carrying the disc all the way back.
That was
that is crazy.
Who pulled that? Because they should be allowed to pull that again.
But spirit play.
Jeffrey there, who's rushing to the D because he's certainly going to do his best to get that disc back.
No do-overs here at the MLU.
No, I'm sure Grant is going to be pleading to the coaches at this point, let me pull. I have sandwiches.
Can't take a mulligan on that one.
No. Jeffrey, Kim.
Oh, yes.
And simple D there by Joy. They're really not giving Person any opportunity to shine.
Oh, my. Giving it right back to Portland.
Joy throws it right back.
On the goal line.
Friedman with the disc. To Johnson. Back to Friedman. And somehow got that to...
Scored. Yes, ran it out.
That was a game of box right there. There was really no room for anybody but Bjorklund. But Bjorklund's...
it was like basketball. It was like man-to-man right on each other there.
Bjorklund's got quite a sturdy presence out there.
Yes,
He's
he does.
part of the Grant and Bremer physique.
Yes, stout. He's played a lot of minutes today. Really the anchor for this Portland team.
Well, 30 seconds left. That's plenty of time for San Francisco to score. They don't have to frantically throw a huck. They can work the disc up the field.
They can use a timeout if they want.
Yes, and this would be good for them to sort of score with maybe a few seconds left. And that was a great pull there by Portland. Certainly one of the better pulls we've seen in this direction. Grant to Donaldson. Back to Grant, who's just on his horse. He is every other right now, Grant. I think roast beef or salami in this one.
Turkey on rye.
Yeah. It's Abram. Back to Grant. Hasn't stopped running since this point started. To Donaldson. Grant calling for it.
Oh, right tippy toe on the sideline in the end zone. On the line.
And that is an incredible use of time management. They basically took 29 seconds on the clock. Portland had really no option but just to huck it deep. San Francisco will put on their tall defensive line, make sure that nothing really goes that far. But that was great play by San Francisco.
Just working it down the line. Really good patience by Grant there.
That's great team
That's right.
play there by San Francisco.
And Grant knows he's got 3 roast beef sandwiches on the sideline waiting for him at halftime.
We're never going to let this go, are we? But that's okay. Strout.
Double team with Brammer.
No options. He throws a blade.
Oh.
Oh. Wow. Very acrobatic attempt there by number 11, Kylie Johnson. But he was guarded closely by Cochran.
He was guarded. Even if he had made an amazing catch, nothing to go. The time would have run out anyway. But a great effort, great throw, and great attempt at a catch.
Well, it looks like we're about to get underway again for the second half. Russell Wynn, number 7 for Dogfish, with a long downwind pull. The wind does have the ability to change directions here, absolutely any time. So
what's that Mark Twain code again?
I can't remember it. Mark Twain hates me.
That was a callback to 4 games ago.
In my excitement, messed up the quote. I believe it was the coldest winter he ever spent was a summer in San Francisco.
There you go.
Nailed it the first time.
Dang.
Meanwhile, the Stags are nicely working the disc up nicely. They're just, doing what we thought they might do. Quick little throws, and unfortunately I jinxed them there. Stroud really had no options, and that was all San Francisco Dogfish D.
Yeah. Well, you thought maybe they would pull 4 guys back, and they did not do that. They just had 2 handling. Oh,
Bayless with a fantastic throw there. So that San Francisco, their end zone offense is absolutely amazing, just clinical.
It's like
quick,
when they
concise.
get that turnover anywhere near the end zone, they just know they're going to score. They have that confidence and
it's really
patience.
A different person every time. Bayless there had the disc, he had the opportunity. He completely just juked his defender out of his socks there with just a quick hip twist and then just break mark backhand to Greenwood, I believe. Grant with a pull that squeaks over the
nice roll.
halfway line. But you can see the difference in pulls there when Wynn gets it all the way down, almost to the back of the end zone, and Grant can't even get it halfway. Salam, guarded by Joy. Has Thornton. Thornton to Hancock.
Oh.
Hancock looking for Salam.
Oh, wow. Oh, what a catch by Salam. And I think he hurt himself on that catch.
Either he hurt himself or he is just
excited.
Excited.
Look at that.
Prancing around. I believe that's a new exercise routine, and Salam is excited about that. I think Joy got a piece of that.
He was doing
on defense. I wish we could have had a replay to check it out. But
too hot to trot. Woo.
But
that was a
Hancock
catch.
there with a nice downwind huck. I believe Joy might have gotten a piece of it. We could probably talk to him later about it. But Salam had the wherewithal and the perseverance to just find the focus to stick with it. Made a great layout grab, and then a prancy dance in celebration afterwards.
And a good answer to San Francisco point.
Yeah, that was. I think Portland needed that. They needed that excitement. I think Salam did a great job there, certainly getting his sideline excited by a great play.
Get the team fired up.
And the team needs to be fired up at this point because they are down by 9. Jeffrey to Kim. Kim to Pollard. To Karoka. To Jeffrey. Kim, fantastic grab there. He's a bit of a muscle battle there with number 21, Benjamin McGinn. Bremer, simple throw to Schlag, and Schlag just pushes the defender over and says goodbye, but shakes his hand afterwards. But that was
nice job by Bremer
there by Schlag, and nice throw by Bremer.
Got open.
Joy with a nice pull, clearly taking the reins off Grant there. Hagan. Friedman.
Nope.
A simple hammer there. To Meyer. Absolutely nothing downfield for Portland. Friedman. Calls a vertical being called, and a floaty throw there by by Johnson. To Meyer. To Bjorklund. Bjorklund with a big crossfield hammer.
Wow, what a hammer.
To Sean Parker. Nope, sorry, Adrian King.
You got 1 foot in for the score.
And that was a great throw there.
Yeah,
Yes, it was
Bjorklund.
wind-dated, but that was a perfect hammer to a wide open King. And I think that's you know, the one issue with the double team. If you're going to put that double team or try to put that double team as you're going down, someone is going to be wide open.
Right.
Now San Francisco are fine with leaving that person wide open, because if you can get it to him, great. They'll
Yeah.
take that point, because most of the time, most players do not have the skills that Bjorklund does, and won't
Right.
be able to get it to him there.
It's a good point, though. You do have to recognize who you're putting the double team on, and when you put on a player that can make a hammer, you know, of that quality to the wide open man there, then you might think twice about that.
Yeah.
18-9 now. San Francisco Dogfish up over the Portland Stags.
And
with
they're
the
just sort of
sack.
trading at this point, and
Yeah,
Portland are going to have to
points
do
back
something
and
to
forth.
get that distance. They need some breaks right
They
now.
need some defense. Need to create some turnovers and.
Salam with a good pull. Jeffrey, and look at all that open space. He has win. Side stack here by the Dogfish. Cochran watches that disc into his hands. To Jeffrey. To Schlag. And San Francisco are doing a good job. They're using 4 guys to really get the disc across the pitch. They have 3 back, but they have that 4th guy on the wing coming in and being there for a swing. Abram to Greenwood, and great grab by Greenwood.
Score.
Who
He was in and came out.
slowly pushed off. He University of Oregon grad.
Mm-hmm.
Quick little guy, just fantastic athleticism. He's amazing to watch. He when seeing them do some of their workouts, and they often bounce or they jump from bleacher to bleacher to bleacher, and he just bounds like a bounding machine, or something that bounds a lot.
A kangaroo. Should make it.
There you go, a kangaroo. I believe it's Kittredge who really runs a lot of their track workouts, and they're here at least a couple times a week, and they're doing a whole bunch of sprints, whether it be 50s, 200s, a lot of stair workouts, a lot of quick feet type things to really to work on that speed, but also their endurance. And as you said, it looks easy. It's easy because they work so hard.
Right. They prepare so well for these games.
Friedman to King. They're about on this halfway in the center of the pitch.
Just nowhere to go. Just
San
side to side.
Francisco's downfield defense have really tired the downfield O for Portland.
And they're just going
Even
backwards.
Bjorklund is struggling right now. He is working hard, but he's having a tough time getting open. Thornton puts it out there to Meyer, but just
that's
not
what
enough.
happens all day long.
Hagen thinks about picking up the disc, but
Thinks the better of it.
warned off against it. Joy casually
Do not
walks to
touch it.
Not when you have Joy and Kawaoka back there, 2 of the best handlers in the game.
Oh.
And Joy with a great
Oh
hug
boy.
to Kittredge. Kittredge is not being on the charts
my.
well, and that's probably his 9th point. And that is
Holy
a
cow.
great put there by Joy.
Beautiful pass.
Probably going up to Hagen and saying, you know what, I've got that throw, let me do it.
Yes.
Strategically, Grant is now pulling downwind, so get it a little further. And a great pull there by
wow.
Grant. Nice roller, which seems to...
Halfway into the end zone.
Yeah. We're 24. Norden to Friedman.
Oh, nice
grab there by Meinershagen.
It's got good hands.
Oh, unfortunately,
Just as I said that.
Laurie goes that zipped in at him. It was quite
Yeah.
hard to sort of pancake that in. But he catches it with 2 hands, not like you, unfortunately.
Unlike me,
Which
yeah.
one-handed glove guy.
See, I can drop it with one hand just as easily as he can drop it with 2 hands.
But you never drop it. Will Chen,
little
another
drop.
one of those tough guys like Boucher to guard. He's a
Oh, there's
very
Grant.
squirrely, very smart handler. Grant to Smith.
Ooh.
Oh, and right beyond Smith. There was a bit of confusion there.
Almost a little too cute.
Could have been Grant's first turnover of the season. That is not bad for the 6th game. I pity the sandwich who's going to have to take that lesson.
Oh, wow. That was all the wind right there.
That was all the wind. Number
Crazy.
24 had no idea how to catch that. And that was
There's
tough.
Farron. No.
And that disc
Wow.
is still going.
Holy
It's not going
cow.
to stop till it hits San Diego, I believe.
Well, that went all the way to Haight Street.
So we're going to come back with a little loopy and a buzz. Timeout called. I think both coaches are saying, hey, guys, the
Regroup.
wind is
Yes.
picking up. We started off well, but now we're getting, there's some silly turnovers here. I mean, yes, the wind is creating them, but
Sure.
I think that, you don't have to do that crossfield into the wind type throw. It is gonna take off. San Francisco D gets out there. They're going back to their flat, sort of clammy zone. Portland do seem to have a lot more handlers, a couple more handlers back there, which should help things.
Looks like a junk zone. Oh boy, that could be trouble.
Big.
Oh, I think he was in.
Big.
Yes. Wow.
Hammer, which went to pretty much the most corner part of the end zone, but it worked. Minor Shogun.
Trying to get it out of the end zone. Does.
Big throw there by by Strout.
To Salam.
McGinn to Norden. Norden back to Salam. Salam is sort of taking the role that Bjorklund had earlier.
Oh,
and
speaking of
Bjorklund,
the devil. Oh, wow. Holy cow. That was
Hagen is celebrating the fact that he has been now a permanent member of the roster with some fantastic speed there and ran right past Bjorklund.
Oh, my.
And Kittredge.
Oh, my. Just because we haven't said his name in about 35 seconds. Kittredge scores again.
And that, I believe, was Kawoka with a great huck. And fantastic stuff there.
Not just a haircut.
He is not just our wind gauge. He is as I've said once, I've said it many times, a wizard with the frisbee. He can do anything with it. We don't really often see his long throws because he's always going to make the right smart throw, which is often a short, quick one. But that was, when you have Kittredge who's scoring, at will at this point. Bjorklund did everything right, but Hagen just went past him like he wasn't there.
Yeah.
Thornton sprints to the disc to pick it up. The double team is on immediately with Karaoke and Anderson. And Thornton with an acrobatic flick. It always goes right to Kittredge.
It's so hard to throw out of that double team right on the sideline there.
Joy has Taylor wide open. Taylor to Bayless. Baylor back to Taylor. Baylor's back to Taylor. And
oh, boy.
Nice floaty.
And score.
Anderson with it. And Taylor, Kittredge has been making all the scores, but Taylor has at least 7 or 8 assists in this game. And fantastic. Or maybe not 7 or 8 assists, but I like to exaggerate.
Good job of Anderson there.
He's certainly playing well.
Anderson having the presence of mind to know exactly where he was in that field, straddling that goal line and catching the score, catching the disc in the end zone. Point differential could come into play, as you said earlier, later in the season, talking about playoff berths.
And then Kittredge is probably a little offended here that there's someone else on the field, and Timmy Person he certainly wants to make a challenge for that points total. Number 25, Chen, comes down quickly.
Oh, wow.
Adamson there.
Portland has not got
the unenviable task of guarding El Salam. Doing a great job.
The end zone.
Bjorklund.
Nice. Bjorklund on the line.
Straddles it. Has El Salam wide open.
Whoops. Oof. Nice layout. Oh, no.
That went right through Purston's hands there. He made a nice bid for it, but he's been very quiet all game, and I think that's, whoever's defending him has done a great job of just making sure that he doesn't really become a big factor. Cause
yes, that was one of the points of the game, is trying to shut him down.
San Francisco's done a great job with that. Chen to Smith. Smith holding onto this a little bit too long. Calls a timeout. The wind is blowing pretty fiercely out there. A vertical stack for San Francisco. Jeffrey has Drew Kim.
Uh-oh. Oh.
Wow. An acrobatic focusedness there from Schlag, who battered the disc but then made a great grab. Win to Kim. Kim has Jeffrey, but he holsters it in.
Uh-oh, running out of style count.
Nice grab that Cochran, always to the rescue. Nice put out there for Win. Win reads it and just thinks about jumping high for it, but doesn't need to, and a nice grab from Win. And that was
a great put. Perfect. Just right over the head of the Portland defender there.
San Francisco 23-9, 2 minutes left in the second, and Portland are just making silly mistakes here and giving the disc back immediately to San Francisco. Bayless just puts a nice floaty disc out there to Anderson, and that simple stuff. Bayless is having a good game. He's just making, you know, those, like I said, those aren't easy throws with this win, but he nice flick there in open space. Anderson just runs down that disc.
Yep.
Easy pancake crap.
Just rolling.
And Portland really need to. I mean, they've had a pretty brutal weekend. They played yesterday. They had a tough game against Seattle, who really, as you said, shellacked them pretty hard, and they're on the receiving end of a beating right now.
Right. Well, very, very tough schedule for Portland to have to play the two strongest teams in their division. As we were saying, it looks like it's going to be Seattle has the same record as San Francisco does. It looks like they're going to be the top two teams, two very, very tough teams, and it will certainly be interesting as they play each other two more times, and then probably again in the playoffs. So, a lot of Seattle, San Francisco to come in the future.
In the Eastern Conference, however, Boston is pretty much the dominant team there. They're
crushing it. They
are definitely doing. They've got great stuff, and it's but that sort of Boston's always been like San Francisco and Seattle had a long history of very strong teams.
That's right.
Won many national championships. They also have some good schools around there from where they can grab players. Brown, as well as some of the the local Harvard, MIT, etc. Some good players there. But
my hometown.
Boston, well done.
Yeah. Oh boy. Whoa.
And Kittredge
just said, "I don't care if I'm going to catch this out of bounds. I'm going to catch it anyway."
Yeah, he just, he can also play some defense. It was a nice put out there, and Sean Parker ran hard, but Kittredge just grabbed that out off his hands, and picks up the disc, throws it to Kim. Oh, sorry, Hagen. Hagen to Kittredge, to Joy. Great throw to Joy, who has Hagen.
All alone.
Hagen to Anderson. Anderson to Bayless. Karoka. San Francisco content, just playing, just looking for the open person, looking for the smart, easy throw. They don't want to do anything too crazy. They're willing to take time off the clock. Great grab by Kittredge. Oop. To Joy.
Wow. Nice grab.
San Francisco putting on an athletic demonstration here for the crowd, who are excited. Taylor. Oh! And Anderson slipped. May have.
I don't know if he was pushed
there.
Or slipped or.
I don't think it was a foul, but there is some conference here.
The referees have called no foul. It is a turnover. Portland will take over.
But that was great stuff by San Francisco. I mean, they took about almost 2 minutes off the clock there, or a minute and a half. Some great play, nice simple O. And this is good stuff because they're going to need... fantastic D there by Anderson. He must have been mad at himself from falling and slipping, and just heads up. The disc was behind him. He laid out and just did enough to affect that channel of the throw.
Yeah. San Francisco
Matt Taylor with a push pass to Hagen.
On the goal line. Easy score for San Francisco. They've been
great D there by Anderson, though.
Wow.
And that's something you can't teach. He's supposed to focus in on the dump, but he quickly flashes, sees that there's a throw behind him, and lays out full extension.
Quick reaction, laying out on the D. The fans here getting a real treat, seeing their home team having
offensive.
Wow. And defense.
Potpourri of excitement, I would say. Nice roll there, and Hagen running down, getting to the disc before the Oregon player there, number 24, Jeremy Norden. Brings this to the sideline. Wide open. Great big hut there by McGinn.
Nope.
That's straight there to Jeffrey, who just blocks it down, and that was one of those end of the quarter.
Yeah, exactly.
Just see what you can get. It's been tough for Portland. They haven't played badly. It's just the wind has really been tough against them, and they just haven't gotten the breaks that the Dogfish have.
I can't wait to see them next year. They're just gonna get better and better. They, as you say, they have that youth. They're getting experience every single game out there, and.
But I think the fact that Preston has really been shut down. San Francisco have really done a great job of recognizing their strengths and making them as ineffective as possible. Freeman immediately throws a big huck there. Farron can easily just watch that. Hit the ground.
Let's it
as
go.
he's guarding Beach Rayner, who's certainly
Wow,
a
how tall is
mountain
that
of a
guy?
man.
Holy cow.
Grant busting deep.
Oh.
Tries to throw it right into the hands of Friedman.
Good D.
Well read there by Friedman. And Stags get it right back. King. Oh, and a great grab there by Portland.
very
Number
acrobatic.
24, Jeremy Norton. Acrobatic two-handed grab.
In between two Dogfish players.
Nice throw there by King, who I believe that was King, who just really threaded that needle. 25 to Denton. Or 42, and Ben Laurie with the pull. Bounces off Kittredge. Schlag picks up. Joy. To Taylor. Taylor with a nice inside up the line throw to Joy. Joy immediately with a low throw that never really got any height, way beyond the reach of Kim. And Kim was open there.
He was. Good job of getting open there.
But, you know, a long upwind point, a long upwind throw that never really got above head height. And Kim had no chance. Will Portland be able to score 2 in a row? They haven't done that since the first period. Nice grab there by McGinn. To Blackman. A foul on Blackman by Kittredge. And that was a long throw there by number 21, McGinn, but far beyond the reach of number 44, Steve Gusson. Steve Gusson had a great game in the first game out here.
Yes, he did.
He's also been very quiet.
Mm-hmm.
It's really only been, you know, Friedman, El Salam, and Bjorklund who've been the toughest people for San Francisco guard, and they've done a good job on him. Kittredge. He was fouled and gets El Salam.
A little trickier to mark off those 10 yards. There are no markings on this field, so they just kind of guesstimate a little bit.
Certainly you're going to want the strides of Kittredge versus the strides of Greenwood. Taylor to Jeffrey. Jeffrey has Anderson wide open. Jeffrey with a big put. Anderson with a fantastic layout.
Nice bid.
Centimeters out from his outstretched fingers there. It was a great bid there by Anderson. Jeffrey could have thrown it a little bit higher, but that was a nice play by San Francisco. Portland have resorted to a vertical stack here.
Oof,
great, nice grab there by Blackman. Really has to jump high for it.
And that's interesting.
You know, Anderson takes everything personally here. That was not his fault before when he threw, but he made a fantastic layout bid for the defense. Unfortunately, it's being called against him. And Anderson does not agree, but he keeps his comments to himself. Unlike Roy Hibbert from the Pacers.
It's like the referees closest to that play did not make that call, but the far ref did. Ooh.
And big throw out there, but they were closely marshaled by Kittredge and Taylor, both representing the USA in the World Games this summer.
Impressive.
Not the guy you want to throw to when those two are guarding him. You know, chances of being successful are slim. But that was to Timmy Person, who's... Oh, sorry, no, that was to Meinerschagen. A lot of hucks on both teams here. Joy receives Taylor's huck. Up the line to Kittredge. Kittredge up the line to Joy. Everything up the line here for San Francisco. And Jeffrey with a simple score from Joy, and that San Francisco righted itself after a little bit of a couple miscues. I think Anderson was cheated out of a great D there, but the referees seemed to think he fouled his player. Maybe it'd be useful to be able to. This is what happened against in the second game when Portland won. Was San Francisco up by a couple with a few minutes left, but maybe this is an opportunity to sort of really eat at the clock. You know, move the disc, keep it open. No need to give Portland the disc back at all.
Ooh.
Some physical play out there, but these guys are tough. Bjorklund chants of defense from the crowd. Thornton, and those chants work, and Thornton, an unfortunate bobble, and drops it right on the end zone line. Hagen picks up and immediately throws it. Hasty play there too. And Greenwood can get pretty much everything, but that was a little bit too quick there by Hagen.
Bad throw there.
Nice defense, unfortunately could not bookend it. Abram playing great defense. Friedman with the disc for Oregon. King to Norden to Beach Renner. Freeman, big huck. Cochran's underneath it. Oh, athletic grab there by Meinershagen. He jumped up. Cochran did it, but he reached out on the ground and stretched and grabbed it. Thornton has it 5 yards out of the end zone, in the corner. Finds Bjorklund, who throws it right to Beach Renner. And that was nice by Portland. That's what we can see. That's what they have. A lot of athleticism. They have some good throws. They're taking risks now. Obviously too little, too late, but it's good to see that they can do this. Kim to Joy. To Anderson. Anderson has Kim going deep. Holds it in. Kittredge. Kittredge's turn. He throws a nice throw to Mack.
Oh.
But that was a great defense there. I believe that was by Benjamin McGinn. I think Taylor believed he had that one easy, but McGinn came in and really did a good job of taking it away. Al-Salam with a big huck. Jeffrey trying to guard, and a nice layout bid there by Portland by number 8, Eli Blackman, but just beyond his reach. Taylor. He's looking deep, but he holsters it and throws it to Kittredge, who's now playing dump. Joy has Mac Taylor wide open. Taylor with no mark throws to Jeffrey. Jeffrey has Kittredge going deep, who peels out left. Jeffrey to Joy. Taylor surveying his options, seeing what he has. And he has Kittredge. He really has no choice there, does he? Kittredge back to Joy. To Taylor. San Francisco being very patient here, and the patient pays off. And Anderson with the great grab, and Taylor's having a great game. This is, I think, probably the best game we've seen all season. He's a fantastic player, very dynamic player, mainly a defensive guy, but has the license to huck because he's got the big huck. Sometimes a little rash with it, but fantastic.
He does have the big huck, but he also has the smart, kind of laser throw that we saw there, just piercing it and allowing his receiver to juke his players and get open there.
But yeah, and that long reach and a nice, inside flick break there, and that combination of Taylor and Kittredge on offense with Joy anchoring them, and then all those other guys just not like Drew Kim is working his socks off. He's not necessarily having the sort of game that he's used to. Maybe that's because him and Boucher have a fantastic connection, and Boucher's not out there. But Kim is working hard. Everyone is working hard. They're just not letting up, and that's giving them an 18-point lead. Sorry, a 16-point lead. Thornton. Oh, and right beyond the Meinershagen. I think that was great D there by Bayless, who gets the disc back. 5 yards out of this end zone. Oh, great cuts there by Chen.
Wow.
And lovely grab by Farron, and that was Bayless. He had opportunities. He was patient. He wasn't afraid, and he has a nice throw there to Farron for the score.
That's almost unfair. So many options in the end zone when they get close there.
And Kawoka looking to pull. He's got Bayless, Pollard, Hagen, Chen, Bremer, and Farron. Benjamin McGinn to pick up the disc.
I believe he's going to center it. Went out of bounds. Those bright pink cleats there.
Much easier to see than his number. Laurie. McGinn throws
What a great throw.
And a fantastic
Nice.
grab there by Johnson.
Great deep cut by Johnson there to get himself open. Nice run.
Ben Laurie to pull the disc. Abram to pick it up. Just under 3 minutes left of the game. Here's Jeffrey going deep. Nice perseverance there by Schlag, who runs that dump down. Cochran. Cochran back to Schlag. Schlag to Greenwood. Oh.
Little contact there, but both players going for the disc. Incidental.
McGinn to Thornton. Nice defense by San Francisco, really not giving Portland anything. Thornton. Oh,
wow.
Thornton was looking to throw before he caught that disc, and it sort of bounced off him.
He's had a tough
Jeffrey
game.
immediately to throw it to Greenwood, right out the end zone. Has
There's-
Kim. That was a short pull. Must have been Grant, would you think?
I believe it was Grant. Yes.
Poor Tyler. He's had a usual sort of game of him just working his socks off, back and forth, giving his receivers opportunities. San Francisco's crowd is ambitiously doing the wave.
I saw that.
I'm not sure if it's going to come all the way around unless it's our turn to get up.
Believe
Taylor to Jeffrey.
Oh,
Jeffrey has Kim, but looks to throw to Schlag. Nice grab by Schlag. To Jeffrey. Back to Schlag. San Francisco doing a great job here of getting the disc in the hands of their playmakers. And
Ooh,
and
he
Schlag
wanted
throws-
that one.
Oh, and
Whoops.
big throw. Right to Kittredge to Jeffrey. Taylor. Oh. Foul on Taylor. Joy. King to Hancock. Back to King. That is a tough double team to get out of.
Oh, my.
Cochran and Kittredge. Especially in this wind. And
Oof.
it works perfectly. San Francisco advantage. Can they get... He finds Joy. Joy.
Oh,
to take it for the
there it
score.
is. Wow.
Under the gun. Wow, that was Joy to Kittredge. Kittredge with, I believe, his 11th or 12th point of this game.
Unbelievable game by
Yes.
Bo Kittredge here today.
And wow, that was fantastic stuff by there, San Francisco. And really, like you said, they weren't trying to embarrass. They're just
No,
trying to play the game.
just
But that
playing the
was
game.
fantastic defense. They gave Portland nothing. Getting out of that double team, the only options were to go backwards against the wind, trying to make that throw when you're being harassed with only 7 seconds.
Right.
And went to the turf. Joy picked up, found Kittredge, and that was it.
You're in front of your home team. The home crowd is helping you out, counting down the seconds so you don't have to look at the clock.
Yeah.
And I think that helped with them, allowing them to score at the last second there.
Seems to be a little more gentler crowd this time. I believe in previous games they've started that countdown a little earlier, which is a unnecessarily thing. Well, anyways, thank you so much for joining us here in a bright San Francisco but usual cold and windy day for Game 6 of the MLU. Next week,
At Vancouver.
which is so.